Bruce Lee was offered the role of a lifetime in Hollywood? He said no. That decision changed everything. Los Angeles, California, March 9th, a sunny Thursday morning. The kind of California day that makes people understand why they pay so much to live here. Clear blue sky, temperature perfect, light breeze carrying the scent of jasmine and cut grass. The city feels alive with possibility. Bruce Lee drives through Beverly Hills in his Mercedes. Black, clean, not flashy. Bruce doesn't do flashy. He does functional. The car is a tool, gets him where he needs to go. That's enough. He's heading to Paramount Studios. A meeting scheduled for 10 a.m., big meeting, important meeting. The kind that could change his career, change his life, change everything. Bruce knows what they're going to offer him. His agent told him yesterday, prepared him, a starring role, not a supporting character, not the sidekick, not the wise Asian servant, a lead, the hero, the center of the film, everything Bruce has been fighting for, everything Hollywood has denied him for years. Finally, they're ready to see him as the leading man. The film is about a martial artist. Obviously, that's what Hollywood sees when they look at Bruce Lee. Martial arts, fighting, exotic Eastern mysticism. They don't see the philosopher, the teacher, the innovator. They see kicks and punches, and they want to sell tickets with those kicks and punches. Bruce parks, walks through the studio lot, past sound stages, past trailers, past crew members setting up for shoots. This is the dream factory, where careers are made, where legends are born, where a Chinese immigrant with big ideas and fast hands could become a star, if he plays by their rules. Bruce enters the building, takes the elevator to the 3rd floor, walks down a hallway lined with movie posters, classics, recent hits, the history of American cinema staring at him from the walls, reminding him what's possible, what's at stake. He reaches the conference room, takes a breath, opens the door. 3 men wait inside, studio executives, expensive suits, confident smiles, the people who decide what America watches, what stories get told, who gets to be the hero. They stand, shake Bruce's hand, warm greetings. Bruce, good to see you. Thanks for coming. Excited to talk about this project. Everyone sits. Small talk. How's the family? How's training? Saw your work on Long Street, very impressive. The pleasantries that precede business, the social lubricant before the negotiation begins. Then they get to it. The lead executive, a man named Robert, mid-50s, gray hair, expensive watch, leans forward. Bruce, we have an incredible opportunity for you, a martial arts action film, big budget, wide release, summer blockbuster potential, and we want you as the lead. Bruce nods, listening, waiting. Robert continues. The character is Lei Chang, a Chinese martial artist who comes to America seeking revenge for his brother's murder. He fights his way through the criminal underworld, takes down the mob, saves the day. It's got everything. Action, drama, heart, and you'd be perfect for it. Tell me about Lei Chang, Bruce says. Who is he? Robert glances at the other executives. Well, he's a martial artist, trained since childhood, deadly fighter, unstoppable. What's his personality, his philosophy, his internal conflict? Robert pauses. We're still developing that. The script is in progress. But the action sequences are mapped out. Incredible fights. You'll have creative input on the choreography, of course. We know you're the expert there. What about the story? Who's writing it? We have a team. Experienced screenwriters. They know action films. Do they know martial arts? Do they understand Chinese culture? Do they understand the philosophy behind the fighting? Another pause. Longer this time. Bruce, we're hiring you for your martial arts expertise. The writers will handle the story. Bruce sits back, processing. He's heard this before. Different studio, different project, same approach. They want his body, his skills, his ability to make fighting look beautiful, but they don't want his mind, don't want his perspective, don't want his truth. What's the character arc? Bruce asks. How does Lei Chang change from beginning to end? Robert looks uncomfortable. Like I said, we're still developing. Does he start angry and learn peace? Does he start naive and learn reality? Does he start alone and find community? What's the journey? Bruce, these are great questions. We'll work all that out in development. Right now, we need to know if you're interested. Are you in? Bruce looks at the 3 men, sees the expectation in their eyes, the assumption. Of course he's in. This is what he's been waiting for. fighting for, begging for. A lead role in a Hollywood film. The breakthrough, the validation, the acceptance. But what Bruce said next shocked everyone in that room. No, the word hangs in the air like smoke. Heavy, unexpected, impossible. Robert blinks. I'm sorry, what? No, I'm not interested. Bruce, I don't think you understand. This is a lead role. Starring role. Your name above the title. Everything you've been asking for. I understand perfectly, and my answer is no. The other two executives exchange glances. Confusion, disbelief. This doesn't happen. Actors don't turn down lead roles in major studio films, especially actors who've been struggling to get those roles for years. Robert leans forward. Bruce, can we ask why? Because Lei Chang isn't a person, he's a collection of stereotypes. The mysterious Oriental, the martial arts master with no personality beyond fighting, the exotic foreigner who exists to entertain white audiences. I've read this character 100 times. I've been offered this role 100 times, and I'm done playing it. We're giving you creative control over the fight scenes. I don't want creative control over the fight scenes. I want creative control over the character, over the story, over what this film says about martial arts, about Chinese people, about what it means to be an immigrant in America. Fighting is the language I use to tell the story, but if the story is garbage, beautiful fighting doesn't fix it. Robert's voice hardens. Bruce, you're not in a position to make demands. You're not a star yet. You're a supporting actor with one canceled TV show and some guest appearances. We're offering you a chance to become someone, to break through, and you're throwing it away over creative differences that we can work out. No, Bruce says calmly, we can't work them out, because your vision and my vision are incompatible. You want a martial arts monkey, someone who performs on command, someone who makes you money by reinforcing the stereotypes America already believes about Asian people. I want to tell stories that challenge those stereotypes, that show the depth, the philosophy, the humanity behind martial arts, that show Asian people as complete human beings, not exotic others. You're being unrealistic. I'm being honest. And my honesty tells me this project isn't worth my time. You'll make this film with or without me. You'll cast someone else, someone more willing to compromise, someone who needs the money or the exposure more than they need their dignity. And it'll make money. It'll be fine. But it won't be mine. It won't represent what I believe. And I'd rather have no career than a career built on betraying myself. Silence. Complete silence. Robert finally speaks. You're making a mistake. This industry doesn't give second chances to people who turn down opportunities like this. Then I'll create my own opportunities in Hong Kong, in Asia, in markets that actually want to see Asian people as heroes, as complete characters, as human beings. I don't need Hollywood. I thought I did, but I don't. Hollywood needs to evolve, to grow, to understand that the world is bigger than white America, and when it's ready to tell real stories about real people, I'll be here. But until then, I'm done begging for scraps from your table. Bruce stands. The meeting is over. We could make you a star, Robert says. One last attempt. Bruce looks at him. I'm already a star. You just can't see it yet. He walks out, doesn't look back, doesn't second guess, doesn't regret. The elevator ride down feels different than the ride up. Lighter, freer, like a weight he didn't know he was carrying, just lifted. Bruce rejected the role, rejected Hollywood, rejected the dream he's been chasing for 10 years. And it feels right. He gets in his Mercedes, drives home, walks in the door. Linda is in the kitchen. She sees his face, knows immediately. How did it go? I said no. Linda's eyes widen. To the lead role? Yes. Why? Bruce explains. The character, the lack of depth, the stereotypes, the creative control they wouldn't give him. Everything. Linda listens. When he finishes, she asks, do you regret it? No, not even a little. What are you going to do now? Bruce smiles. I'm going to Hong Kong. I'm going to make my own films. My way, my vision, my truth. And if Hollywood wants me after that, they can call me. But I'm done auditioning for people who don't see my value. 3 months later, Bruce is in Hong Kong filming The Big Boss, his first lead role. Complete creative control. The film is made for $100,000, shot in 6 weeks. Released in October 9th, it breaks every box office record in Asia. makes Bruce Lee the biggest star in Hong Kong, then in all of Asia, then the world. Hollywood notices. Of course they notice. The films are making millions. Bruce Lee is famous. Suddenly, every studio wants him, calling his agent, making offers, big offers, more money, more control, more respect. But the offers are different now, because Bruce proved something, proved he doesn't need them, proved he can succeed without Hollywood's approval, proved that Asian audiences are massive, valuable, important, proved that films with Asian heroes can make money, real money. In 1973, Warner Brothers offers Bruce a co-production deal, Enter the Dragon, first Hollywood-Hong Kong partnership. But this time, the terms are different. Bruce has approval over the script, the director, the fights, the character. Everything he asked for in that meeting a year ago. Because now he has leverage. Now he proved his worth. Now Hollywood needs him more than he needs Hollywood. Bruce accepts, makes Enter the Dragon, dies before it's released. But the film becomes a global phenomenon, makes over $200 million worldwide, opens doors for Asian actors that were closed for decades, changes Hollywood forever, all because Bruce said no. One word, one decision, one moment when he chose his dignity over his desperation. Linda tells this story years later. To Brandon, to Shannon, to anyone who asks about Bruce's career. Your father could have been a star earlier, she says, if he'd accepted that role if he'd compromised, if he'd played the character they wanted instead of being the person he was, but he would have hated himself, would have built a career on shame, on betrayal of his values, on accepting less than he deserved. What did he teach you? They ask. That sometimes saying no to the wrong thing is the only way to say yes to the right thing. That compromise has limits, that your dignity isn't negotiable, that the world will pressure you to accept less than you're worth. And the only way to change that is to refuse, to walk away, to build your own table when they won't give you a seat at theirs. The three executives from that meeting, they made their film, cast someone else, someone willing to play Lei Chang as written. The film was released in late 1972, made moderate money, was forgotten within months. Nobody remembers it, nobody talks about it. It didn't change anything. But Bruce's choice, his refusal, his decision to walk away, that changed everything. Changed his career, changed Hollywood, changed what was possible for Asian actors, changed the film industry worldwide. One meeting, one offer, one word. No, the most powerful word Bruce Lee ever said. Not in a fight, not in a film, in a conference room. To men who thought they held all the power, who thought Bruce needed them more than they needed him. Bruce proved them wrong. Not with his fists, with his courage, his refusal to compromise, his willingness to walk away from everything he thought he wanted in order to get what he actually deserved. Years later, a young Asian actor asks Shannon Lee for advice. I'm being offered a role. It's stereotypical, but it's my first big opportunity. Should I take it? Shannon's answer is her father's legacy. Only you can answer that. But ask yourself, will this role make you proud? Will it represent who you are and what you believe? Or will you spend the rest of your career trying to undo the damage it does? My father turned down his big break because it required him to betray himself. 6 months later, he created his own break, on his terms. Your career will have many opportunities, but your dignity, you only get one. Don't sell it for someone else's vision of who you should be. The day Bruce Lee said no to Hollywood was the day he said yes to himself. And that yes changed the world. Sometimes the most important fight isn't the one you win, it's the one you refuse to have. Because some battles aren't worth winning, some victories aren't worth the cost, some opportunities aren't opportunities at all. They're traps. Bruce Lee saw the trap, said no, walked away, built his own path, and became a legend. Not because of what he accepted, because of what he refused. That's power, real power. The power to say no,